Mother, what are you speaking into the life of your child every passing day? What are you speaking into the life of your loved ones each day? What are you speaking into the life of your husband every day? Are you going to let the world define your child for you? Are you going to let the world tell you or tell your child what they can be and cannot be? Are you going to let their friends teach them, or are you going to take charge to teach them? Know there's something. If you do not teach your children, the world will teach them. If you do not teach your children, their friends will teach them. If you do not teach your children, especially in this land where we find ourselves, if you do not teach your children, the school will teach them. If you do not teach your children, know that any passerby will teach them. Is that what you want? What have someone been telling you about your child? It might be a teacher. They might be correct, yes. But you know what? What you speak into their life as a parent matters a lot. Because you birthed them. You carried them in your womb. You carried them for 9 months. And for the dads, it's just a special case. The dad has been carrying that child from the day the dad was born. And so, the words of a father or a mother in the life of a child is very important than the words of any outsider. What you teach your children at home is very, very, very much important than what anyone out there would teach them. Mark me. When I had my first baby, I took this child back to Cameroon. She stayed there for a little bit. When I brought her back to the United States, the first thing I did with my child was to put her down. She was just 4 at the time. I taught her about 911. I taught her about the consequences of 911. I taught her everything she needed to know about 911. So, mother, if you think you don't want to teach your children about 911, or you don't want to teach your children the things that are happening, that one is just an example. There are many things that we can teach our children that are happening in this particular land where we find ourselves, the United States. That when you teach them, they will not hear about that thing in school. They know my mommy taught me. They know my father taught me. They know I'm not going to listen to someone else to teach me this thing because I already heard about it. So please, mother, teach your children what you want them to know. Make sure you are transparent. Let them know about the things that are happening in this land where we find ourselves. Don't let the world define your child for you. Sometimes you might be seeing something in your child that do not resemble who that child is. Are you going to take it? Or are you going to lay your hands on that child? You talk to that child. They say, calling for those things that be not as though they were. That is what the Bible says. So if you begin to call those things you want to see in the life of your child, you will realize that your child is not only going to turn out what you expect, but your child will become who God actually destined them to be. Again, they say the words of our mouth are powerful. If you love the words of your mouth, you will use them and you will eat of its fruits. That is in the book of Proverbs chapter. That's Proverbs chapter 21. Chapter 18 verse 21.